But we will now have some time on the local production, local solutions program, learning from their work to date in Uganda. And to do so, we have invited two guests. The first one is Dr. William Waswa from Global Auto Systems Limited. Dr. Waswa, over to you for your presentation. And I must insist, please keep it to 5 minutes. I know it's very tight, but there will be more room to discuss later. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I'm Dr. William Waswa, CEO of Global Auto Systems Limited, Uganda. So maybe next slide. Hello.
Yeah, we can see the second slide.
Yeah, so at Global Auto Systems Limited, Uganda, we specialize in digital health and robotics, academic management solutions, and growth management solutions. And during COVID-19, next slide, during COVID-19, we participated in responding to COVID-19 through a number of innovations, and these include Youth Connect, UG, which is an application that tries to link the youth to jobs opportunities, Takeaway app, offering delivery, next-gen COVID AI support from WHO, which is a COVID-19 health information management platform, and also participating in 3D printed production of masks and other PPEs, as I'm going to be talking more about this. Next slide. Next slide. So thank you so much. So what we observed that there was really limited availability of locally manufactured PPE during COVID-19. And also we realized that there was really a need to utilize emerging technologies like 3D printing and molding. Also, there was a need to empower the community, like schools and other startups, to respond to similar pandemic utilization of emerging technologies. And what we did was to really venture into local production of PPEs, and this includes face shields and also digital platform for marketing. So our face shields or our PPEs fall into 3 categories. The first version is a face shield, and we call them the shields. So this one, which we call type 1A, just is a duplication of the Koran face shield, which uses a sponge and stapling wires, locally available material, and we are able to assemble and distribute over 300 of this type with our Glow Shield stickers. Then from feedback we got, all this will get data very quickly. So we went to a second version, which we call type 1B. So this has a detachable form, and it can be removed when the other one gets data. It can be detached and removed, and also the stapling wires that we were using in the first version, because they will get off very quickly, replace them with stapling, we replace them with jumper pins that you can actually always replace and sell. So we will actually sell a copy of the sponge. If it gets data, we will replace, and we are able to sell and donate over 10,000 of this type of face shields, and we have a production capacity of around 500 face shields per day. So the other face shield, which we call type 1C, for it uses 3D printed. So instead of having a foam, which is sponge, we have actually 3D printed equivalent to it, and this is also foldable, so you can have it, fold it, use it. For example, if you want to take a drink, you can always just fold this, and this is long lasting. And we have 2 versions. One is 3D printed, another one we have a virtual molded form using our virtual mold machine, and those are some of the examples of our production facilities. Next slide. So the other form, next slide. So these are just some of the production work in progress. So this is the team trying to assemble a number of face shields. We always get orders, and these are just examples of us in community. For example, we are giving some refugee camps, people in community, Ministry of Education and Sports. Next slide. Yeah, these are the equipment we use. So we have a 3D printer. Actually, we have 2 Ender 3D printers that we always use to make these 3D prints. We have a virtual molding machine that we always use to form this. So we have been making the 3D printed, virtual molded, but now we are going into injection molding because of the feedback we have been getting about the 3D printed masks and also the virtual molded masks. We are now venturing into the injection molded type of masks. Next slide. Yeah, so how we deliver some of these products to market, we are using a digital platform that we have, which we call 3D It Yourself portal. It's available, and we offer a lot of services, including training, 3D consultants, 3D molding, and sometimes people just submit STL files and they can help print for them these. So we have a platform that we want to really use to offer more trainings and also ordering. If somebody wants 100 face shields, they can use our platform to make this order, and you have always got a number of orders through this platform. It's like, so this is a platform, you can always have a shopping cart, and people always use this to do consultants work and also request for trainings in 3D printing. Okay, next slide. Some of the challenges and maybe opportunities. So our plan is to establish a center of excellence in local production of PPEs using emerging technologies, especially the desktop molding machines and 3D printed machines. We also want to create an innovative supply chain of 3D printing services and products in Africa. For example, when you go to our portal, you can request for 3D printing material, 3D printing parts, and you have established partners that you can always ship in these materials. But you also want to empower the community to participate in 3D printing through trainings. We are not just about printing and giving to people, but you also want to train. But you also want to leverage 3D training, 3D printing lessons from these to make sure that you create a sustainable business. For example, we have been able to 3D print anatomy kits, and we are distributing these to schools with 3D print bones, lab equipments, and we are distributing them to schools. Some of the challenges, limited partnerships and networks in Uganda. We have a lot of people doing this type of work, but we don't exactly where they are. Also, our innovation ecosystem is still weak, and also limited access to a machine, like the injection molding machine. I'm currently using one in Kenya to the injection molding. Also, limited recognition and support from the government and authorities, and also 3D printing materials are still expensive in Uganda and Africa generally. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, William. We have about 60% of buyers of equipment in our audience, if I remember correctly. So I believe, this presentation and the following one is giving them a glimpse of potential to think about their supply strategy, looking at more locally manufactured equipment. And this is one of the objectives of today. We also thank you for highlighting some of the challenges, which we will have an option to discuss a little bit further as we proceed. But as our next speaker, I invite Dr. Tony Asaya, CEO of Biogenics. Tony, please, you have 5 minutes as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, the people who have joined. My name is Dr. Tony Asaya. I'm the CEO of Biogenics. We are a Ugandan-based company that focuses on manufacturing of PPEs, in particular medical masks, KN95 and 3-ply. And we also do manufacture a couple of other sundries. On top of that, we also focus on refurbishing medical imaging equipment like X-ray machines, CTs, and ultrasounds, and the list goes on. Next slide, please. So we do have 2 divisions, as I have indicated, 5 departments, 3 directors, and about 46 employees. Most of these came in after COVID started, and we entered the manufacturing arm. So when the president was calling upon people who could provide solutions, we figured that we could be able to at least assist in one section or the other. There was a shortage of particularly KN95 masks, and being from the medical field, we felt the heat. So we decided to come up with a local solution and managed to assemble a machine locally to start manufacturing the KN95 with a few imported parts. If you could go to the next slide. And so we were able to start by making the KN95. The box down there that you see is ours. And later on, we managed to make surgical masks. We started another production line of surgical masks. The National Drug Authority was very helpful in certifying, and UNBS, so our masks and our products are fully certified. That's an example of a production line and part of our factory where we produce from. We employ about, in here in the production process, about 40 youth that we do employ. And so it has been quite a big impact. Our capacity currently has been at about 25,000 masks for surgical, but with the partnership with the local solutions, local production, COVID action, we have been able to ramp up our production and going to take it to 50,000 masks per day for the surgical masks, and about 12,000 pieces per day for KN95 masks. So we do have that capacity, and we can scale further if the need arises. We shall be able to scale further. We also do refurbish equipment which is necessary in the fight against COVID. Of course, X-ray machines and CT scans are very essential in that regard. And the images in the next slide show some of the equipment we repair. This helps to reduce on the cost for clinics that would otherwise have not afforded to buy new equipment, but also it prolongs life of equipment and reduces on waste. So it is more of an upcycling system, and we of course create employment for the youth, also technicians, our biomed engineers. We have a number of engineers from Chambogo University who intern with us, and a few other institutions that do their biomedical internship from our unit. And this is also quite helpful. One of our challenges has been consistent supply of raw materials, because locally they are not as available. And so we have to import some of them, like the melt-blown filter, to standardize our masks because they are medical grade. So we have a little bit of a challenge in that area, and we are looking to scale to produce some of the raw materials by ourselves, so that we are able to meet our demand. We have had quite some impact. We have created new jobs. We have established a reliable supply of the PPEs, especially the masks. Our masks are consumed by many of the major hospitals. We have contributed to price stabilization, because before the mask was going for about, box had even reached $50, and we have dropped that to just about $3. So that's a big contribution. We are supporting other local businesses that supply us with with some of the raw materials and packaging materials. And of course, we are building skills in management, engineering, production, and contributing to the economy. So I think through these partnerships and more, we are open to other partnerships and innovating solutions around the medical sector. Our team is quite competent and would be confident to make a contribution to the production process, whether with a new technology or with existing technology. I think we are up to the challenge. Thank you so much. I'll take any questions.
Thank you very much, Tony. And we'll have an option for Q&A shortly, during which we can take questions. Feel free to say a little bit more about the local production, local solutions project, of which the two presentations were a part.